जय गिरिवरधारी जय जय यशोदानंदन जय ब्रज जन रंजन जय जय यशोदानंदन जय ब्रज जन रंजन जय यशोदा जय यमुना तीरावनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय यमुना तीरावन जय यमुना तीरावनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय यमुना तीरा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivara Dhari Jaya Girivara Dhari Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Gajana Ranjana Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jai Gara Hari Bol Hari Hari Bol Jai Gara Hari Bol Jai Gara Hari Bol श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय समस्त गौर भक्त वृंद की जय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय 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 साथ में बोलेंगे नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः हरे कृष्णा आप सबका स्वागत है We welcome you all for this morning Srimad Bhagavatam session. So today we are going to discuss from canto number 1, chapter number 8 and verse 42. Many of you would be thinking yesterday we had verse number 43, how it comes 42. So Achinta Veda Ved Tattva. So yeah, we'll continue with this verse. So 42 number verse 1.8.42. Thank you. Guru. Hare Krishna. अच्छा, त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया मतिर्मधुपते सकृत् त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया मतिर्मधुपते सकृत् रतिम् उद्वहता दद्धा गंगे बौघम् उदन्वती त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया मतिर्मधुपते सकृत् रतिम् उद्वहता दद्धा गंगे बौघम् उदन्वती त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया मतिर्मधुपते सकृत् रतिम् उद्वहता दद्धा गंगे बौघम् उदन्वती
त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया
त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया
मतिर्मधुपदे सकृत्
मतिर्मधुपते सकृत्
रतिरुद्वहता दद्धा
रतिम् उद्वहता दद्धा
गंगे वोघम् उदन्वती
गंगे बौघम् उदन्वती त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया
मतिर्मधुपते सकृत्
मतिर्मधुपते सकृत्
रतिम् उद्वदाता दद्धा
रतिम् उद्वहता दद्धा
गंगे वगम् उदन्वती
गंगे बौघम् उदन्वती त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया
मतिर्मधुपते सकृत्
मतिर्मधुपते सकृत्
रतिमुद्वहताद् अद्धा
रतिम् उद्वहता दद्धा
गंगे वौघम् उदन्वती
गंगे बौघम् उदन्वती. Some devotee can recite online if anyone wants to.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, devotees can unmute themselves and go ahead.
Prabhu, can you scroll down a little bit?
Sorry, what is it, Prabhu? They want
Yeah,
to
Mataji,
recite.
go ahead. I'll recite after you.
Okay, Mataji. त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया
त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया
मतिर्मधुपते सकृत्
मतिर्मधुपते सकृत्
रतिम् उद्वहतात् आधा
रतिम् उद्वहता दद्धा
गंगे वौघम् उदन्वती
गंगे बौघम् उदन्वती. Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Can I
Word to
also
word
recite,
meaning?
Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji, you can also please.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Salam. Tvai me ananya vishaya
त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया
matir madhupate shakrat
मतिर्मधुपते सकृत्
ratim udvahatat adha
रतिम् उद्वहता दद्धा
gange vaugam udanvati.
गंगे बौघम् उदन्वती.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Word to word meaning? Tvai, unto you. May, my. Ananya Vishaya, unalloyed. Matihi, attention. Madhupate, O Lord of Madhu. Asakrit, continuously. Ratim, attraction. Udvahata, may overflow. Adha, directly. Ganga, the Ganges. Eva, like. Ogham, flows. Udvan, Udanvati,
Udanvati,
down to the sea.
down to the sea.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O Lord of Madhu, as the Ganges forever flows to the sea without hindrance, let my attraction be constantly drawn unto you without being diverted to anyone else. Purport. Perfection of pure devotional service is attained when all attention is diverted towards the transcendental loving service of the Lord. To cut off the tie of all other affections does not mean complete negation of the finer elements, like affection for someone else. This is not possible. A living being, whoever he may be, must have this feeling of affection for others because this is a symptom of life. The symptoms of life, such as desire, anger, hankerings, feeling of attraction, etc., cannot be annihilated. Only the objective has to be changed. Desire cannot be negated. But in devotional service, the desire is changed only for the service of the Lord in place of desire for sense gratification. The so-called affection for family, society, country, etc. consists of different phases of sense gratification. When this desire is changed for the satisfaction of the Lord, it is called devotional service. In the Bhagavad Gita, we can see that Arjun desired not to fight with his brothers and relations just to satisfy his own personal desires. But when he heard the message of Lord Srimad Bhagavad Gita, he changed his decision and served the Lord. And for his doing so, he became a famous devotee of the Lord. For it is declared in all the scriptures that Arjun attained spiritual perfection by devotional service to the Lord in friendship. The fighting was there, the friendship was there, Arjun was there, and Krishna was there. But Arjun became a different person by devotional service. Therefore, the prayers of Kunti also indicate the same categorical changes in activities. Srimati Kunti wanted to serve the Lord without diversion, and that was her prayer. This unalloyed devotion is the ultimate goal of life. Our attention is usually diverted to the service of something which is non godly or not in the program of the Lord. When the program is changed into the service of the Lord, that is to say, when the senses are purified in relation with the service of the Lord, it is called pure, unalloyed devotional service. Srimati Kunti Devi wanted that perfection and prayed for it from the Lord. Her affection for the Pandavas and the Vrishnis is not out of the range of devotional service because the service of the Lord and the service of the devotees are identical. Sometimes service to the devotee is more valuable than service to the Lord. But here the affection of Kunti Devi for the Pandavas and the Vrishnis was due to family relation. This tie of affection in terms of material relation is the relation of Maya because the relations of the body or the mind are due to the influence of the external energy. Relations of the soul established in relation with the Supreme Soul are factual relations. When Kunti Devi wanted to cut off the family relation, she meant to cut off the relation of the skin. The skin relation is the cause of material bondage, but the relation of the soul is the cause of freedom. This relation of the soul to the soul can be established by the medium of the relation with the super soul. Seeing in the darkness is not seeing, but seeing by the light of the sun means to see the sun and everything else which was unseen in the darkness. That is the way of devotional service. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. First of all, my respectful obeisances to all the Vaishnavas assembled here, and my fervent prayers to all of you that please bless me so that whatever comes out of this mouth and mind is aligned in the parampara and is for the benefit of all, including me, the foremost, so that I can also learn what I need to do. And I also want to thanks to the main coordinator, Apur Govind Prabhu, and his guest Madan Sundar Prabhuji, who, considering all the defects within me, still give me chance to speak on this exalted subject matter, which is really difficult to follow in one's life. So I would pray to Shri Shri Radha Krishna and all the parampara that by speaking, whatever I share, I should also be following that within. That would be great success. Hare Krishna. So this is nothing, just the pure devotional service. The very verse, when I read this, I tried to thought, why only Ganga, why only Madhu in this verse? You know, so these are the chosen words used by authority on Srimad Bhagavatam, and who is foremost here? Kunti Devi herself. The very first prayers offered by Mother Kunti to Lord, which are very personal. And if you go further, like yesterday, His Grace Anand Shesh Prabhuji was sharing that ultimate satisfaction comes when you're trying to serve someone, and ultimately you find that yes, you have not only served but you have pleased someone. So in later verses it would come that Krishna at the end, what does he do? He smiles. Smiles means, like yesterday he shared, that he accepted, he recognized, right? So that is the ultimate satisfaction for the devotees. Like you are trying to serve someone, and that person at the end does not look at you only. Suppose this generally you can observe a lot. Suppose you have service to deliver prasad to someone, prasadam, and that devotee is visiting for a short while. You put lot of efforts. You arrange somehow the packing material or the lunch box. Then you pack hot prasad and you ensure it remains hot. Then you take it to the place where that is to be delivered. You meet that devotee, you say, Prabhuji, here's the lunch box. And that devotee just picks up without much reciprocation, thanks, without looking into your eyes, just leaves. How would you feel? So that is the importance of recognition. So in our day-to-day dealings, we can also ensure that whenever we are at the receiving end, this is not expected from the person who is serving. He cannot expect much because this is material world. Although trying to serve devotees, you might receive something which is not good. But the person who is receiving, at least he can ensure that he reciprocates, you know. So that's what I was thinking, how Lord actually melts the heart of those who are trying to serve him by reciprocating in, very proper proper way. So this verse, coming to the verse, just try to think about the situation what all Kunti has gone through. She has taken birth in the family of Surasen. She was the daughter of Surasen. But because of the relation, cousin brother Kunti Bhoj, he had no daughter. So she was given in charity to whom? Kunti Bhoj by Surasen. Because he had promised that if you don't have anyone, whoever would be the next child, I'll hand over to you. So she was given to cousin brother of Sursen, who was Kunti Bhoj. And at that time, her name was Pratha, sister of whom? Vasudev. And once she stayed there, she received the name Kunti because being taken care by Kunti Bhoj. So she became Kunti. How perfect her life was. She has actually attained the perfection. If you ever heard about Durvasa Muni, you will remember mostly negative things. That's what kind of personality he is. Negative in the sense very gruesome or fearsome exchanges you might remember. And culmination comes in the ninth canto, Amrish Maharaj. If you want to learn about his personality, you go and read that section, you'll understand what kind of person he is. And to pacify or please such a person is not a simpler task. So if you remember Durvasa Muni, only two personalities who have actually pleased him to the fullest of their heart or his heart, Durvasa Muni. And who were those two personalities? Yes, Kaushal Prabhu shared and Vishwajit Prabhu, Radharani and Kunti Maharani. So she had gotten that service to serve, not only to serve, as I was explaining, it was actually to please. And what was the reciprocation? Both of them got benedictions. So in response to her service, she got benediction. And what was that? That whoever she wants to have son from, she can desire. By just chanting that mantra, that personality will come and she'll not be contaminated. Contaminated in the scene, she'll not be having, she'll not lose her chastity in that way. So that was the kind of benediction she has. So just some kind of, she was very young, 10, 12 years of age. At that age, when she saw the Surya Narayan, Lord's son, she just thought, why not to check? Idle curiosity. We all have. Whenever we get some power, suppose you get some power, you would like to test it, isn't it? Without understanding the outcome. So she just tried to test, and what happened? Years of pain. What came furthermore? Years of pain. Initially, she was worried what will happen now. This boy is here, which she received from Sun God. But that gave pain up to the end. When we find at the battlefield of Kurukshetra, she was weeping like anything. When the day Karna was died, he was killed by Arjun. Yudhishthir Maharaj was surprised. So many near and dear ones have been killed. She never cried like this. Why is it so? To hide that truth and also to hide or to, you know, keep that pain within, right? So it all started from that. Suppose you have something bigger truth to be told and it never comes out, you have to keep that. That becomes very heavy. Although it's a truth, but you cannot share. It becomes very heavy. And not only that, this is just the one situation in the life of Kunti Devi. What other things you remember? Death of Pandu at such a young age, right? Even when he was there, he was cursed that she cannot have son or daughter from him. Series after series, you see so much troublesome situations, calamities, kind of things. Then this gruesome war, and okay, keep it aside. What happened even before the war? Every day, every single day, there was a fear. Now, what is going to happen with my son? She did not go for Sati. Why? To take care of five sons, right? Three of her and two of Madri. But every single day, instead of going into the assembly and kingdom where it is expected that they'll be coronated or they'll be respected, awarded, every single day there was pain, there was fear. Now, what is going to happen in life? Who is going to try to kill her along with her children? Right? When you see from this perspective, now you try to understand the weightage of that prayer. You know, such a nice, it's pure devotional service. When we read and try to understand the depth of that verse, Bipadaha Santu Taha Sashvat, Tatra Tatra Jagat Guru, we just admire, oh wow, it's pure devotional service, you know. But Tatra Tatra Jagat Guru, Bipadaha Tantu Santu Taha Shashvat, eternally she wants it. Let it be there in my life till the time I am there. And again, she is referring this. Just before this verse 41, she is asking about Vrishni and Pandusu, the whatever relation or attraction she has, Chindi, cut off the tie, cut off that knot, which is actually keeping me here, which is reminding me who I am. Kunti, the daughter of Kunti Bhoj, one side. Other side, Pandusu, wife of Pandu, husband, my husband Pandu, mother of Pandavas. Why? Because this is what is the truth in material world. Whatever facility, opportunity comes to you in relation to this skin, what Prabhupada told, it actually brings misery, isn't it? Very aptly said in Manu Samhita also, and I forget one of the Puran or somewhere that the son, daughter, husband, wife, mother, father, if they actually see from the perspective of scriptures, whatever they receive as a relation or relative in their life, that is just to settle the karmic account. That is just to settle the. Actually, there is no pleasure. And this is the constant theme you see in scriptures. Topmost devotees. But what kind of situations come? One after another, one after another, one after another. There is no break. It just goes on till the end of life. Even at the end of their life, when that one heir, one progeny is still living, Parikshit Maharaj, and you'll read this in further chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam, when Panditas, astrologers are asked to come in the assembly and explain, he had to hear again that he would not remain for long. One Sarp Takshak will come and he'll have to leave his body, isn't it? Not only that, Pandavas, when they heard the news, they have to leave. And while leaving, you read in Uttar Mahabharat, or what we call Mahabharat Parv, there is separate uh, book written by Gemini. There it comes Chitra Vichitra Katha, and there it comes that how one after another they have to leave their body and bear that pain. Till end of their life, they have to bear the pain of being separated from their relatives. That's the way it functions, this material world. Therefore, she's saying that please cut off this tie. Enough is enough. I've gone through so much. Now nothing more. But Prabhupada comes to the point that this desire of negation is not enough. Just saying no, 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 I don't want, I don't want, I don't want is not enough. Because ultimately, if you are not properly spiritually situated, if not a spiritual desire, one day will come. What do I want? Like fall down of Mayavadis, Prabhupada explains. They negate so many things in their life, their relations, their etiquettes, their identity. They try to dissolve and forget everything by negating everything. But what comes at the end? Philanthropic works, They have to come again from Himalayas, from their mathas. They're not satisfied. They start thinking, oh, what do I want? So they start doing welfare activities to have some feeling of reciprocation. Like Prabhupada writes in his lecture which he gave in Mayapur and Los Angeles, he says, why does it happen? Because there is no question of being satisfied alone. You need relation. You need variety. Why there are vast variety of flowers? Suppose you put white color flower in the flower base. Prabhupada speaks like this. One day, 2 day you'll be happy. But would you not try to have some other colors of flower also if it is available? Because that will enhance the enjoyment. That will enhance the charm. So variety, Prabhupada, many places he shares this, that variety is mother of enjoyment. You know. So connecting that point here, Prabhupada says, if Kunti Maharani would have stopped here in the last verse, cut off, it would remain like a Mayavadi prayer. But this is the beauty of Acharyas, you know. She reminds all of us through her prayers. And what is the powerful punch in this line, in this verse? त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया मतिर मधुपते सकृत. Let all my desires, all my mind, all the contemplation within just be absorbed within you. And the very apt example is given of Ganga. The life of Ganges, from her appearance at the top of Himalaya mountain to the ocean till she merges, same like Kunti Maharani. Very transcendental appearance. Buaji of whom? Swayam Bhagwan. You know, such a high lineage. But what further happened? One after another. Same with Ganges. She has come from heaven, but material contamination. As soon as she appears here, she has to wear so much turbulence, hindrances, cut through the mountains, finding the paths. So many sinful person like me go and take baths in the mood of sight. Some sins could be removed by taking baths. And not only that, every 12 years people think this is very special time. So those who have not gone, they also go dumping all the sins, considering this is the Amrit Vela. There would be nectar drops, you know. So isn't it same the life of Kunti Maharani and Ganges? And this is the life of every devotee. So prayer should always be like this. Not only to keep aside the problems, not only to keep aside the attachments. It should always include this fact. If not this, then what? What do you want? We actually want to be engaged. Otherwise, like Mayavadis, we would remain there. Jnani platform or Karmi platform. There is no question of further progress. Do you remember any such similar prayer which is called the perfect devotional prayer or perfect devotional service definition? Yes, very much you know. There are
Can't
four
remember.
shlokas which are like it's too much. Means sambandha vidhi prayojan. Further, it's just definition. Definition means shutra, paribhasa, which means in a very small chosen words, you just put everything at right place, and it's just perfect. Like these two things, na, she perfect at everything. Just cut off whatever I have attachment because it is of no use. It has given only pain. And now for further what? Engage all my senses, all my existence, my mind, everything unto your lotus feet. Right? Ganga Vauga Mudanvati. Like the Ganges what? Ratim. Very chosen word. Rati. Rati means very deep attachment. Right? Yes. Sikshastakam. Okay. Like. Yeah. Quite fit. Quite fit. Yes. Yeah, he's going into Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So this is the next verse, very first verse. Anya vilasita sunyam gyan karmadi But there he does not stop, Rupa Goswami. He knew what kind of person we are, extremist. Always want to negate. Because that's easy. To take the pendulum to the one side position is very easy, extreme. But to make it a balance that it goes to extreme and comes to the mean, you need some energy to be put. And then you need to maintain also. So that that mean position remains. You might go here, you might go there with the turbulences and flow of life, but you have to maintain that mean position. So Anyavilashita Shunyam Gyan Karmadi Anavritam, but further comes same mood. What is it? Anukulyena Krishnanusilanam. Then it is topmost bhakti, right? So this is Anusilan. She's now saying that please just engage my existence eternally into your lotus feet. So you can always remember this is the power of our devotional service. This is the power of devotees, who reminds us what is needed. So one more thing which we can also reflect in this is about situation of Kunti Maharani in our life. How does it reflect back in our life, right? So generally we do not feel only that we are tired. Problem with us is not having first prayer, 41st verse prayer, cut off the ties. Rarely it comes because we never feel that we are actually tied. That is our situation. So when we try to connect, we should always remember the gravity of that personality, and in that relation we should pray. So considering our situation, wherever we struggle, we should start from there. But this would only take us to the goal if this part is there, right? And what is the Brahma Bhakya for that? Vishya vinivartante niraharasya dehina rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. So that param drishtva goal would only be achieved by not negating, by having higher taste. So for us, this Paribhasa Sutra, this verse actually brings us to the logic that even if we do not remember as a neophyte, if I do not remember what I need to leave, what is not good for me, can we remember that we actually need Krishna in our life? Can we remember that what we all need to follow? Forget about don'ts. At least work on do's. Can we chant? Like somebody is eating meat, do we say, stop eating meat? What nonsense. You cannot chant. Holy name? No, not possible. What do you say? Chant holy name. That will purify our consciousness. Same for us. Even if we do not remember what is not right for us, at least we can always remember that we have to remember the holy name, right? Satatam kirtayanto mam, right? So this at least we can remember in this connection that our desire should be aligned with the desires of Lord by surrendering. So this is more like a complete surrender of Kunti Maharani, where she is keeping nothing for herself. All whatever is this Ananya Vishya. Ananya Vishya means like bhakti. Yesterday I was discussing with devotee and he was saying that why there is bhakti of only Krishna? Why not Ganesha and Shiva? Prabhupada has spoken on this. So immediately I reflected back because I have heard that lecture. He's having discussion with a Shiva Bhakta in South somewhere. Mostly I think some Karnataka somewhere. He's having discussion with devotees. And then that person comes and says, I am devotee of Lord. Then Prabhupada cuts. He cuts and says, no, it's not possible. Because who is their example who have worshipped Lord Shiva without any desire except to only serve unconditionally? Bring the example. Who is there? And if there have been, then they have been guided towards bhakti of Krishna. So there is no such example, right? Even we know our heart. How much we used to go to Hanuman Mandir, Ganesh Mandir, right? Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu, ye do, wo do, sab de do, bhakti, gyan, roop, saundarya, bharya, whatnot, isn't it? So why? Because we have desires. But bhakti means pure devotional service means devotional service but loving. And as soon as love comes, it brings the pleasure of beloved, not yours. Then it becomes bhakti. And also ananya. Ananya means continuous, without any stoppage, break. That's what she's saying. And very good thing about Ganges is, do you ever find that after so much drought, there could be drought in some years, there could be that not enough rain. So in some part of the trajectory of Ganges river, you might find that there is no water. But what will happen next time? The moment rain comes, again she'll find her trajectory. So there could be the time in our life where we find that there is not Krishna Rasa. We are not feeling that much motivated to continue in devotional service. But the moment devotees find little bit inspiration, they are again ready to straightforward follow to attain the perfection, merging in the ocean. Merging means finding that love, finding that longing, that service mood to Lord Krishna. Right? So whatever hindrances come, whatever challenges may come, we have to continue. Further going into this subject matter, we see that there is very nice verse in this connection. What will happen if we do like this? Instead of focusing on don'ts, if just we remember on the do's. So I would request devotee to open Shrimad Bhagavatam, 11th chapter, 11th canto, 2nd chapter, and verse number 42. 11 to 42. Yeah, Maharaj Nimi meets the 9 Yogendras. Yeah, 11 to 42. भक्ति परेशानुभवो विरक्तिर् अन्यत्र चैष त्रिक एककालः प्रपद्यमानस्य यथा स्ननस्यु तुष्टि पुष्टि क्षुदुपायुनोघासम्. Anyone would like to read the translation?
Direct experience of the Supreme Lord, detachment from other things. These three occur simultaneously for one who has taken shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the same way, that pleasure, nourishment, and relief from hunger come simultaneously and increasingly with each bite for a person engaged in eating.
Yes. So if somebody is hungry, how would you satisfy him? By giving food? And how would we understand that he is getting nourished? What is the symptom that he is getting nourished if somebody is hungry? He needs to just eat. He not need to think, oh, पेट खाली है, कितना खाना है, क्या आया है, और कितना आएगा. Not like that. Just whatever he has got, just put in the mouth. That feeling, the moment he eats, satisfaction, lack of hunger, he'll feel. Same is with bhakti. Bhakti pareshanu bhava. Right? Devotion, direct experience of the Supreme Lord, and detachment from other things. These three occur simultaneously. So Prabhupada focuses here on this, that if you want to have the darshan of Lord, you just do not focus on how will I get darshan. By doing so, you will not get. You need to understand what I will do now, so that one day I'll have darshan of Lord. Dhruv Maharaj example gives Prabhupada here. What was the example? He started meditating. With the time, what happened? He forget everything of the physical need, even about breathing. First, he had darshan where? Lord came in that 400 form where? Inside his heart. And as soon as he saw and he just got charmed, that personality disappeared from there. And what happened? Immediately he came outside. That's what is going to happen with us. If we just focus on the process, like Narad Muni gave the process, he followed with faith, and one day what happened? Darshan of Lord. Suppose the very first day he would have asked, Darshan होंगे ना? take inside. Just do's. Just try to follow that inside. Immediately what will happen? We'll have darshan of Lord. We'll find the outcome. And that longing or that lack of pleasure, anand, which we are missing, we'll have that in full when we have darshan of Lord. And example is given of this hunger. In the same way that pleasure, nourishment, and relief from hunger come simultaneously and increasingly with each bite for a person engaged in eating. The moment you start eating, taking input, right input, all these three things will come. You'll forget about hunger, you'll feel pleasant, wow, I'm getting satisfied, and nourishment will also come. So we have not to worry, right? In this same connection, Rup Goswami says, Ihayasya harer dasye karmana manasa gira nikhilasu api avasthasu jivan mukta sauchyate. This is from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Prabhupada says, as soon as one surrenders to the Supreme Lord Krishna, prapadyamanasya, giving up all other activities, viraktir anyatra cha, one is immediately to be considered a liberated soul. This we have discussed before also. Who is devotee? Who is devotee of Lord? This question has been asked to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who is devotee? Yes? Yeah. The person who even starts chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, what time you have to consider him? Devotee. And who will be the topmost devotee? What is? So what would be the result? How do you know? He's chanting 24 hours. Yeah, Pratim Priya Prabhu shared. By looking at that person, you will be forced within to remember Hari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Like Prabhupada's disciple and Prabhupada, when public used to see in those days, they were so famous, Hare Krishna wala, Hare Krishna, you know. But just by looking at the devotees, people used to recall about Krishna. That was the power and charm in pure devotional service. Therefore, devotee needs to be happy while practicing, especially if we are going for Harinam. I think tomorrow we are going, so we can ensure that we are dancing nicely, singing nicely. But those who are not participating directly in some of the activity, at least be happy. Join vigorously but happily, right? That's how others are reminded they're missing something in their life which they are experiencing. If we are morose, then what can we give to them? Nothing, right? So this is what, yeah, Sri Rupa Goswami is saying, right? Iha yasya harir daste karmana manusagira. By all our means, we when try to serve Krishna, immediately that stage of Jivan Mukta is attained. There is no question of, thinking otherwise. Another example, yesterday class we were having from Rup Goswami only, if you remember. He says that there are two functions of the tongue. What are the two functions of the tongue for a devotee? How he can engage them in service? Yeah, chanting and taking prasadam. And what is the outcome if you do so? This verse, Bhakti Pareshanubhava, and that verse is very same. And we have to remember also as part of Bhakti Shastri. If you remember NOD, try to recall. Yes? What is full verse? You have quoted the Paribhasa Sutra here, that main line. But what is that full verse? Swayameva Sprutyada is the culmination. Automatically we will feel nourished. But how does it start? Anyone online? This is very important. This is another line. You're going line by line. Sevan Mukhe Jivado Swayameva Sprutyada. But what is first two? Yeah. We are forgetting the process. We are only remembering the goal. That is our situation. Atah Shri Krishna Namadi Na Bhavet Grahyam Indriya. The moment we start taking that Krishna Nam from our Indriya, particularly this tongue, Swayameva Sprutyada, automatically we'll be nourished. Internally, externally, both. Physically and spiritually, both. But Shri Krishna Namadi, that we have to remember process. Otherwise, Fal Prapti, not possible. Okay? So this is what I had to present in this connection. So three main subject matter I touched upon. First thing, whenever you see the life of a great devotee, always try to relate with you, not to imitate or to follow on the steps that Krishna, please bring so much misery that I also become great. Not like that. Just to remind yourself that if even if some challenges are coming in your life, you are on the right track. Just keep on taking shelter of Krishna. Second thing, yes, ask for detachment, but do not forget for the proper attachment. Otherwise, like ribbon clouds example Prabhupada gives in Bhagavad Gita. Some clouds goes together, but sometimes it happens that along with that greater cloud, that small cloud lose the connection, and then it remains in some Brahman sky. Then that is called ribbon cloud, which means it is having no existence. It does not know where is the purpose, what is the goal, where to go. So if you are not attaching yourself, once thinking of detachment, life is misguided, right? And finally, this part. Now we know डिटैचमेंट चाहिए अटैचमेंट चाहिए भक्त के जैसे लाइफ को फॉलो करना है बट व्हाट इज द प्रोसेस दैट Prabhupada gives. I have just quoted Prabhupada lecture mostly in this connection. अतः श्री कृष्ण नामादि ना भवेत ग्राह्यम इंद्रिये सेवन मुखे जीवादो स्वयमेव स्फुरतता. By just following this process, be sure everything will come. Vairag is the side product. It will automatically will come. So do not put too much efforts for vairagya. It will come, then accept it also. It's not like that you reject at that time. After some times of practice of devotional service, you feel now I have to wear white dhoti kurta only, no colorful clothes, at least for morning program. At that time, do not say no. Okay. No, I'll practice Yukta Vairagya. That is not Yukta Vairagya because you do not know what is the need of the hour. Your senior will tell you. So we have to accept that when it comes, Vairagya on its own, not prematurely we have to, right? So always remind yourself from prayers of seniors and special personalities from Bhagavatam, and in connection to detachment, always aspire for attachment. And finally, do not miss the process. Okay, thinking the goal I'll achieve Lord Krishna's lotus feet, but how? Atah Sri Krishna Namade. Yes, so if anyone is having any question, you can put forward. If not, then we'll close. Okay. जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. हरे कृष्णा. Oh, sorry. Yes, Kaushal.
It's actually like a silly question, Prabhuji, but
No.
just
Nothing is silly.
wanted to understand this word Vishaya, which is translated as unalloyed, right? In this, or
Yeah.
but usually we say Vishaya is material subjects or engagements. So how is there a difference in both?
This is in relation to previous verse actually. She has already explained her attachment, Vishaya. What all she finds her Vishaya, which engages him. Now when it comes Ananya Vishaya means that Ananya unalloyed is actually, this is in connection to Ananya. It's not single. So Ananya Vishaya in connection to Bhakti.
Okay.
Means keeping aside all the things, just focusing on the subject matter of spiritual things, bhakti paths.
Ananya Vishaya.
So Ananya Vishaya, it is not singly taken,
Okay.
single word. It is in connection to Ananya Vishaya, which means which is actually exclusively for devotional service. Then it includes everything: chanting, dancing, feasting, everything. So she is aspiring for that. She is actually doing that. Yes. Hare Krishna. Yes.
One point you mentioned that family members are there to settle the karmic account. What was that point?
Yeah.
From Manu Sumita, you were quoting something.
Yeah, so that is in connection that suppose you have your son or daughter. Either they are going to bring some misery or some happiness. Initially, generally, when they are dependent, they'll bring so much fun. Once they have that independence taste, you will only regret. So that's what it happens in all the relationships. It is just not to condemn the relations, It is in the fact to remember that if something comes which is not of your taste, please remember this so that your mind becomes settled. Okay, I am settling my account. Who is responsible? Me, not that person. Not to blame, but to keep ourselves fit, spiritually fit, not going into the guilt tribe, you know. Okay. Yes, Anshul Prabhu.
So one question related to my personal experience. So you mentioned in this normally in Bhagavatam also it is mentioned that Kunti Maharani is asking for miseries so that we can remember Lord Krishna always. But in sometimes what happens with me, like in worst times, like in miseries I forgot to about Krishna, but in good times I remember. So it is vice versa with me
That is
sometimes.
very advanced stage. I cannot agree on this.
No, no, I'm telling in miseries I forget Krishna.
First example I'll give, just for, just not, I'm not going personally, just answer if you are feeling okay. Why did you shift to the base when you were in college? Were you very happy so that you wanted to move? Or there was problem of prasadam, association, cheating, abusing? All these things happen in college. You find shelter. Artho, not Gyani. Even Gyanis are very much sedative. So much contemplation, but nothing coming. No enjoyment. That's how they ended up in bhakti. Very rare chances. And what about most of us? Artho. You find how and when is it easy to remember? In hospitals or in the disco dance? Where do you remember Krishna easily? Even I can guarantee you when you dance for Krishna, you remember about yourself. We forget that we are dancing for the pleasure of Krishna. How nicely we dance. What is the rotation? Singing? What happens when we sing? We actually follow the beats of Mridanga and Kartal, isn't it? Our body is just following that melody, what we are finding in music. Rarely that comes then when you start thinking, Hare Krishna. You just look at the DT and you're feeling how much it comes. Really. So actually that pleasure is of ours. That is side thing if you want cube. But you ask yourself, what has been those most important times when you have remembered Krishna? Remember, if you were hospitalized, recently you had some experience, right? I had experience of my father being in the, I can guarantee you the first time I actually took shelter of chanting was in the ambulance. When I came to know that my father heart is weak and it's working 20%. I went for something and it happened something. At that moment, 11:30, 12 in the night, very first fresh experience for me at the hospital, which I never liked, vomiting sensation used to come and all, seeing the misery around. The moment I entered ambulance, I knew something might happen, because he's saying that his heart is not, heart is considered the topmost. There is level of emergency when patients are treated. So highest priority is given to the heart, then comes brain, and then comes lungs. And after that, whatever. Even if it is cut, they'll say, okay, wait, I'm treating heart patient. That's how it happened. So I understood now what to do. My mother and some relative is sleeping nicely in the, our ISKCON guest house nearby. What to share, whom to share, what to call. And fortunately, that ambience is so nice, devotees and everyone. The moment I passed through Prabhupada, I always used to keep that chanting bag. So I thought, now what to do inside ambulance? I was sitting, father was, just lying. I put my bead bag, I hand in the bead bag and started chanting. Namam Vishnu Padaya. The moment I chanted, I became little bit, normal. I was very hyper inside. Externally, I was looking gone, but internally, I was very much hyper. So immediately, things became good. My sister, she used not to chant 4 rounds. But when her mother got admitted, she chanted 64 rounds in 8 hours surgery. That's what happened. And she told, I never felt like this. I was only feeling that let me chant. And that was her, turning point of her life. She started chanting nicely later on. So you see just through around, see through this perspective, you'll find actually it is easy. Therefore, miseries are good. you know. Like I remember when I was sick for 3-4 years. During that time, I covered Bhagavatam. डला रहता था मोबाइल में, पढ़ता रहा translation. Somehow Bhagavatam got, you know, what to do otherwise. Again, when I was sick, I read 7 books of that Sovilas Prabhu, Ramayana. It's easy. You have a lot of time to think, and there's nothing to do. So much misery is there. So that's what I have heard and felt. If it is other way around, it's very advanced stage. That's what I understand. Because when we are happy, we do not remember actually. It's very difficult. So many devotees are there later on, you can catch and ask. Even had, you know. And even if it is there, that would be in association. That can I guarantee. Alone, it will never come. If you are alone and happy, it's a symptom of worry. Some some tragedy is about to come. Sorry. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Pranam.
Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare Hare. Mataji, what's the time, bro? We can take or no?
No, it's not a question, Prabhu. I just wanted to
Okay.
share something, what you shared just now. Actually, my
Yes,
sister
Mataji.
also was chanting 4 rounds on and off. So during the COVID period, my father got stuck in one place. He had gone for some work purpose. He got stuck in a place, and he also got, this kind of smallpox or chicken pox like that. He was alone, stranded with a couple of his friends. So that's when we were so helpless, and my sister started chanting. So now she's come up to 16 rounds of chanting. She's aspiring from Radhanath Maharaj. She's got Radha Vinod deities in her home. This is, I'm
Yeah.
talking about
Hare
COVID
Bol.
period. So it's just 3-4 years. And, so misery can, depending on the consciousness, can really make a person advance. And every day she bathes and dresses her deities and she shares photographs. I mean, I'm just telling her because I've been having deities for so many years, but I've never had this kind of Shraddha or the thing to do daily. She's so attached to her deities. And so, yeah, Prabhu. I mean, when we completely surrender to the Lord will make us advance so beautifully and so fast. Yeah. Thank you so much. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Thank you,
Very
Mataji, for
wonderful
sharing.
session from you.
Hare
Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna.